What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the boxing clan. I know I said I was done with the videos, but I was watching a particular video which I won't name the channel in person. And talking about breaking down footage, talking about Errol Spence and Kell Brook, and made a lot of good points or whatever, but people trying to compare that, man, saying, well, Errol Spence was struggling with Kell Brook in that fight, so that means Terence Crawford would just dog Errol Spence, and y'all can break down schematics, break down the film, and that's cool and that's cute. But you got to recognize this, and this is what you got to recognize: every fight isn't the same fight. Look at the Kell Brook and Errol Spence fight. You can look at the film, but you got to understand the circumstances and the situation that he's in. He knew Kell Brook couldn't fight at a high pace for a long time. He took his time. He made adjustments that the regular eye can't see. As far as Kell Brook was excellent in the clinch with Sean Porter. He never let Sean Porter work on the inside. He tied Sean Porter up. He beat Sean Porter with a basic tool, and I believe it was a right hook. A lot of right and left hooks, whatever which hook it was. That was his game plan. He tried to box with Errol Spence and had success early. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, you see everything Errol Spence did in that fight was pretty much calculated. Errol Spence had issues finding the perfect range to get Kell Brook at, but by the time the middle of the fight happened, he had the perfect distance where he would step over, and he had a nice distance between Kell and him. He was able to hit him in the body shots, and Kell Brook was folding and trying to hold Errol Spence. But Errol Spence was at the perfect range that Sean Porter couldn't get at, where he couldn't hold him. So when he couldn't hold him, and he knew he couldn't take that body work, and he started stepping up the pace, then you seen the tide change. Kell Brook was broken down. This wasn't the case where this guy had to wait to the 10th round, 11th, 12th round, get a Carl Froch over Jermaine Taylor knockout. This was calculated. This was part of their plan. Was sometimes guys are front run, or guys they can't handle certain things. In this case, Errol Spence clearly knew Kell Brook only could fight at one pace, and that was a nice slow pace. And yeah, Kell Brook was boxing him up, but every fight is different. And you look at the approach that Errol Spence and Derrick James took in that fight. It was to fill him out early, see what he got, see what the power was. And Kell Brook is an accurate puncher, strong guy. And you seen Errol make the adjustment. He found the distance for his body work, and he broke and knocked down Kell Brook before the championship rounds, I believe. And that's things most people won't tell you about what's going on, because they don't look at that part. And people just say, oh, Terence Crawford is better than Kell Brook or whatever. But Kell Brook was a very, very strong welterweight. I don't think very big welterweight as well. Terence Crawford not going to be as strong and as big as Kell Brook was. Kell Brook is a guy that should be campaigning at 154. And for people that's on other side of this watching the video saying, oh, no, you crazy. So you think Terence Crawford can jump up to 160 and look as good as Kell Brook was and as strong as Kell Brook was and push Gennady Golovkin back? You crazy. No. Does Terence Crawford do better things than Kell Brook? Absolutely. Do I think he's a better fighter than Kell Brook? Absolutely. But let's be real. Who has he beaten that's the caliber of Kell Brook? Terence Crawford. Talent-wise, maybe Gamboa, but at that point, Gamboa wasn't even at his best at 135 anymore. He wasn't. That's not a weight class for him. Postal, I don't think so. In my opinion, we'll see how Postal bounce back. He's in that little unofficial 140-pound WBC tournament for Terence Crawford vacant belt. See how he do. People you can't make that comparison. Styles make fights. Yes, Crawford is a boxer puncher like Kell Brook. But Crawford can do some things that Kell Brook can do, and Kell Brook brings some things to the table Terence Crawford can't bring to the table. And that's just the fact of the matter. You can't just look and say, oh, this is breakdown film from this fight, that fight, and say, oh, there's no way that he can do this. You think Errol Spence isn't constantly improving and working on things, and he knows his opponents in front of him? And how can you make the translation if we don't know what Terence Crawford really looks like at 147 yet? People just always love to assume, oh, I know he's going to feel in good at 147 pounds. No doubt. You never know. People thought Adrian Broner was the second coming. He was able to jump up to 147, and people, even at the Palomanaji Square, people were still thinking he was still good. Then he went down to 140. People thought he was real good. And a dude who just jumped up basically 2 weight classes after a 2-year layoff, and Mikey Garcia put it on him. And people was telling me, oh, no, Mikey Garcia don't have no chance. He ain't this, he ain't that. At the end of the day, man, style make fights, And one thing Kell Brook didn't do was he didn't take a lot of chances. Everything he did was in his game. It was within himself. And he lost, but it's nothing to hold his head down about, because he fought within himself. He didn't do anything out of character. Everything he was seeing there was Kell Brook. Just keep it real. And then people want to say, well, Kell Brook just got damaged by Golovkin and came back down. That was his fault. Anybody talk bad about Gamboa? What people did talk about Gamboa not being a true 135 pounder coming off a long layoff. Nobody talk too much about that. Nobody talk about the Hank Lundy boxing Crawford up. They don't show that film though. They don't show when Thomas DeLorme was boxing him up for 3 or 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? They don't show that. They didn't show the Klimov fight where people were saying they didn't want to see him no more because he was boring. They didn't show when he was struggling with Ricky Burns. When people was like, man, we thought he should have knocked out Ricky Burns. Adrian Broner would have knocked out Ricky Burns. People forget all of that. They were like, oh, he beat Ndongo. Who was Ndongo? Ndongo was a solid fighter, but no real amateur pedigree. Let's keep it real, man. I was hearing the dude Ray Robinson speak, the welterweight I think he's from Philly, said he beat Terence Crawford in amateurs, and his family wanted to fight with them and stuff. It was hard for them to get out there. He beat him in one of the little amateur tournaments or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this dude ain't indestructible. He's a good fighter. I will disfavor Errol Spence just because I haven't seen him at 147. But I think it's definitely be a dog fight between him and Errol. But you got to know what you're talking about, man. If you're going to talk about one guy and say what one guy can do, oh, this is what he do and this is what he does. But you're not going to talk about the other guy and break it down. Talk about Terence Crawford flaws. Like he like to go tit for tat. Here at Crawford, he feel like he got to hit you right back, and that's not a good thing to have because he leaves himself open. Talking about how Crawford get hit by overhand rights consistently, A lot of things he does not well, But at the end of the day, people going to believe what they want to believe. And I'm not saying that Errol Spence is perfect neither, because he's not. He makes a lot of mistakes. But people not putting this into the equation. Kell Brook is one of the most physically strong and gifted welterweights. Crawford won't be the 5th strong. He might be the 5th strongest welterweight at the most when he grow into it. Is he physically stronger than Sean Porter? I don't think so. Is he physically stronger than Keith Thurman? I don't think so. Errol Spence, no. Danny Garcia, I don't know. You look at certain guys like that, would he be physically stronger than certain guys? And that does matter. It does matter how we grow into this weight class. Everything he did at 145 and 135, he had a significant weight advantage, probably over a few people he didn't have it. Maybe DeLorme, maybe Victor Postal. He enjoyed a weight advantage. He enjoyed a height and reach advantage a lot of his fights. He enjoyed athletic advantage. He enjoyed a skills advantage. Now things, he go to 147, not only do these dudes are more athletic, they stronger, they punch harder. They just as gifted and skilled as he is. And now he's going to get the opportunity to separate himself and really put himself in pound-for-pound legitimacy. He's not a legit pound-for-pound fighter by fighting dudes in 140, 135. Belts don't make you a champion. Don't make you a pound-for-pound fighter all the time. What it means is you dominate your division. Did you dominate division that's as stacked as a cruiserweight division, that's as stacked as the welterweight division, that is stacked as the middleweight division right now? No. 140 is not one of the top divisions, when he was there. Let's just keep it real. 135 neither. So it's just interesting doing small little water cooler talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Let me know what y'all think. We out.